book two. Um, so it's been a while. I am uploading much more this week. I'm sorry for the hiatus. Um, Today I want to talk about all the books I read while I was in New York. So it's basically like a July wrap up, but like July is not over. And there aren't that many. I didn't get a lot of time to read because I had a lot of like assigned reading and a lot of homework that I had to do during my summer program. So I didn't have a lot of free time. And if I did, it was seeing like Broadway shows and that kind of thing. So also, if you want to know more about my trip, like leave me a comment and I'll do a video on it. I don't know if you guys care or not, but like I'll do it. Okay. So, the biggest book that I read while I was in New York was The Gay Revolution. This was my queer studies reading. It's really good. I recommend it highly, especially if you know, like, nothing about, like, gay history in the U.S. It's only in the U.S., by the way, which I was, like, slightly disappointed on. I want more, like, international queer studies stuff. If you have any recommendations, put them down there. And it's basically just like a brief history of like what happened to gay people in America since like the 20s, I want to say. And it's big, but it's worth it, and it's not hard to read. Like, it's like a history textbook, but it's interesting. And like the author, Lillian Fodderman, is like funny. Like, there's a story about a lesbian woman whose parents put her in a mental facility because she was gay, and at the end of it she says like she died at 73 still a lesbian. So it's just like funny little quips like that that make it really worth it. So yeah, highly recommend that. I think I gave it 5 stars. I also have Ripples, which I talked about in my New York haul. I got this at a really cool little comic shop, and it is a graphic novel, and it's basically like a detective's journal, and it's a story about a missing boy, and I think it takes place in Canada, I want to say. But yeah, and it was really good. I like the drawing style a lot, and it's like easy to read. It's more of like a children's book, I feel like, but my only complaint is the ending, because it kind of doesn't, like, get tied up with a bow kind of thing. So that was a little disappointing. Oh, I forgot to talk about my shirt. Also, wait, let me show you this. Sorry, I'm distracted today. This is a shirt that I bought in New York. Cat's Cradle by Kurt Vonnegut. One of my favorite Vonnegut books. It's too big on me, but I like it. Yes. So anyway, that's Ripples. I also read Howl, which I talked about. I bought this in New York. It's tiny. It's some poems by Allen Ginsberg, who was gay also. Yeah, it's about New York. Parts of it are, at least. Highly recommend that. Next, Giovanni's Room, which might have been like my favorite thing that I read. We started to read some James Baldwin. I also read Sonny's Blues. I don't have like a physical copy of it, but I read that too. And which is very short. And this is about gay men living in Paris. Actually, I think they might be bi, but yeah, this is also very good. And then the first book that I read in New York was God Bless You, Mr. Rosewater. This is a Vonnegut book. I didn't love it as much as his other books. It's about, like, economics and capitalism and why it's bad and, like, America. But the characters weren't as interesting, I felt like, as his other books. I think I gave it 4 stars. But, you know, it's still Vonnegut, though. And, like, he still has his moments. So, yeah. Those are the books that I read in New York. I will be doing a, like, bookstore video coming up. And, yeah. Oh! Wait, I have to do my audiobooks. I always forget my audiobooks, and so those are always the ones that I have to write in the description, so I'm very sorry. Okay, the audiobooks that I read were, Kafka on the Shore is my audiobook for this month. which is by Haruki Murakami. I talked about it before in one of my videos, but it's basically about a boy who kind of has like an Oedipus complex, I guess. Haruki Murakami is like one of my favorite authors, and the audiobook is good. I recommend it, but I started to not listen to the like later half of it because like I would get distracted, and like for me, audiobooks like I really have to be thinking to listen to it. Otherwise, I'll just like start thinking other random things because I get distracted easily. If you can't tell, but yeah, it was good, and I recommend that. I think I gave it 4 stars, just because of the ending, which was weird, but. Yeah, and then I'm currently reading Orange is the New Black, which I talked about in my last video, and Abandon Me by Melissa Febos, which is an essay collection, which I really love, and I'm reading that on audiobook. And I think she reads it herself, but recommend that. I'm trying to think what else. Oh, I also just started Perfidia, which is my summer reading book for my LA literature class that I'm taking next year. And it's good. It's about, like, it's kind of a detective story, I think. It takes place in the 40s, during the war. And then I also just started The Hillbilly Elegy, which has been everywhere. And that's for my contemporary fiction class that I'll be taking next year. And I guess it's not fiction. I think it's a memoir, but my class is supposed to be contemporary fiction, so who knows. But that's supposed to be good, too. So, yeah. Hope you're having a good summer. It's crazy hot in LA. It's been like 100 every single day. It was 118 last week. I wasn't here for that, thank God. But yeah, it's wild. I'll see you soon. Bye.